Hey guys, this is Team Purple Panda, and normally I make videos only at night, but I'm just way too excited today because the mats finally came in, and they turned out to be simply amazing. So I made two of them, and both of them have the Purple Panda emblem on it. And this is not just like a cheesy piece of paper. This is actually plastic, and they actually like heat stamped it on, so it's not gonna rub off. You can like bend it, fold it, and this is gonna be pristine. I made two of them, just one, two. Yeah, and it's I love it. I mean, it's so awesome right now, and I know my teammate is gonna be equally stoked having this. I mean, it's beautiful. Just look at it. It's two players right here. It's like real two-player spellground mat. And if it's just like a spellground, the back is the same thing. And it's wonderful. And I already got like a few orders of some teams and some just collectors and people who want their own customized mat that doesn't sit on like this crappy plastic thing. So yeah, this is the new Purple Panda mat, and I am just so excited, so stoked. So this video is to show off the mat and also to talk about siding, because I keep getting questions about siding. I wrote a blog recently, and where I posted, I got a lot of replies. And basically, it's just some ideas I have about siding. I play Infinity exclusively, so my side and everything comes from an idea of Infinity. But if you just take not the card specifically, I take the idea and apply it to your own deck, I'm pretty sure you see very positive results, especially for San Jose. Thing about siding is something that Robbie MCO40 once said, is that after you win game one, you start to side, and siding itself is part of the game. And the thing is, there's no such thing as the typical side. You can have the typical side and go, oh, this archetype, this card, this archetype, this card. Yeah, that does work. But if you look at like what pros do, they don't do that. They side not based on the archetype they're fighting. I'm pronouncing the right archetype. They're actually siding based on the specific deck, like the deck the opponent is holding. Like what they side based on what happened in game one, what they do, what you saw happen, what you saw, and on top of that, the knowledge of the game. I know it gets complicated from here, so I'll give you a good example. A good example that I actually went through recently, very recently, is I went to a local and I got second place. Not like a big deal, but I learned a lot from that experience. And what I learned about is mainly about siding. First game that I played was against a GB, and this is what happened. Basically, I just went Trinade, I chained Inferno and blah 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 game. All right, and after that game, he sat out 5 cards, and I thought to myself, normally I just sided my typical GB stuff. Oh, my Chivalry here, my Trap Stun, MST, Juju Man, etc., etc. But I'm like, you know what? I'm actually gonna take it up a notch. I'm taking a notch and actually stop, breathe, and think it through. First of all, consider that he is siding 5 cards. Okay, 5 cards for GB deck is a lot, considering GB decks are very tight. There's not much extra space in there. So what is he gonna side out? Is he gonna side out his Prisma? Is he gonna side out his D prisons? What is he gonna side out? So I reflect back to the game previously. The game previously, I trinaded and pushed really hard for game. He probably has some really good back rows, but he was unable to use them because of trinade and out trap stud, and he knows this. Knowing that what I think he knows, and knowing that what I think he will do, he's probably gonna start, and he's probably gonna max out DD Crow, maybe 2 DD Crow, maybe 2 DD Crow and 2 effect Railer. Maybe 2 DD Crow, 2 effect Railer, and some back row, maybe. But whatever I think that he's gonna put in, he's gonna probably put in a large amount of it, and it's probably going to be one of those cards that can be effect from the hand, because based on what happened in the first game. So so basically, what I think is gonna start out is that because I didn't show him much beat stick, I mean, all I did is summon the Greffer, and because he see that, okay, all you guys have a Greffer, so I'm not really afraid of him swinging at me, and attacking me. So if I can put some early assault on him, some early pressure on him, an Infernal deck would normally crumble. So knowing what I think he knows, this is what I did. I started in 3 Cyber Dragon. I started in a Chaos Sword. I was starting in a Breaker that's not here anymore, and I started in another 7 tools, and my body is shield for protection. The reason why is because knowing that not only I changed my deck up, but I changed my playstyle. So rather than summoning and setting and just filling up for that one giant combo, I literally just start summoning on my Archfiends and summoning on my whatever and just attack, 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 and just like I turn everything in my deck into beat sticks. And whenever I draw a tuner, so instead of like waiting for the done with Inferno, I summon a tuner and I synchro for Catastrophe and just keep on swinging. So essentially, what is I got it. I mean, like what I got in the counter traps and like protection traps to back up my monsters, and I managed to pump out synchro. Because imagine, Inferno deck does a lot of synchro and can synchro really rapidly. I managed to use my barriers, my my bodies, my 7 tools, etc., to protect my beat sticks. And with those beat sticks, I in turn put the heavy pressure on the GB player, simply because I have counter traps that backs up gigantic monsters. Well, not that gigantic monsters, but gigantic monsters enough to take over GBs, and I won because of that thinking. Now, if I were to do the graveyard thing, I've lost because I was right. He did start in 3 DD Crows. He started in 3 DD Crows, Chevis, and he started in Effect Veiler. And so if I were to go for the graveyard, he will just hit me, and done. I mean, hit me with 2 DD Crows already, but they didn't do anything because I already have Citrus and Chaos on the field. Alright, moving on. The second, third game was a bit surprising. I kind of 2-0 somebody. But the fourth or fifth game, I forgot which one's which exactly. I was playing Lightbeat, and this is the official no mess around Lightbeat. This is the real thing. He had 3 Pop Duality, 3 Solemn Warnings, and straight up just YCS San Jose top guy Lightbeat. So I beat him game 1 because I had a god hand. I mean, just an amazing god. There's nothing you could do kind of hand. Game 2, he started in so I beat him really bad game 1, right? And for some odd reason, when game 2 rolls along, he started in just 2 cards in his deck. So by my thinking, these 2 cards are probably something that is A, continuous, or B, can be used from the hand and searchable / recyclable. So when I thought about it, and I remember the game we had earlier, I remember seeing 2 of his Beckling Light. I think he used it, or I blew it up, or something. But I remember seeing 2 Beckling Light that he used. So I go, okay, Beckoning, recyclable, of course, Effect Veiler, and knowing that his deck, he's probably running 2 right now. So he probably one of the side deck is probably another Effect Veiler. Cool. Second thing, what else probably happens? Oh yeah, DeFi. That's in the side deck of I think that's in the side deck YCS top guy, but in Angel's deck, I'm pretty sure there's a DeFi. I am not exactly sure, but I assume that he probably run the DeFi because his deck doesn't get affected by DeFi as much as I do. Maybe honest, but we'll see where that goes. So I assume that he have either another Effect Veiler, another DD Crow, or not DD Crow and DeFi. So I started in this. I started in 3 Snowman Eaters and 3 Book of Moons. The reason why I did that is because I believe that in the deck that runs 3 Pot of Duality, he's not gonna be summoning special summoning left and right. He only got 1 summon. So when I can do eat up one of his monsters, essentially it's a +1 for me. So essentially I'm winning the game because he attacks, I flip it, and I destroy one of his monsters. He'll use Smashing Ground and I book it, and he'll attack it again and I eat up another one of his monster. So I'm burning up his resources with just that 1 card. And in that meantime, even though my deck's running slower, it let me load my entire graveyard and get ready to swarm when the opportunity calls for. And of course even drop an Effect Veiler to stop my 1 Snowman Eater, just so he doesn't lose more monsters. So there it is. That's how I want that game. But at the end, I have a few seconds. I lost to Macro Monarchs, so that sucks. That's it, guys. That's my video. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. The blog should be down there. Later, guys.